Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world today. I'm so glad to have you here on the We Win podcast, powered by Accelerate Her Africa. I am your host, Lolita Ejiofor. So today, we're going to do something really different. We're going to talk to a young lady just to understand her journey from studying in Nigeria and moving to a foreign land and then finding love in a foreign land. And I'm sure you're going to find this episode really interesting. Please meet my guest, Naomi Eyler. Hello, Naomi. It's so lovely to have you here with us today.
Hi, Lolita. Thank you so much for having me. It is such an honor to be here today. I've been looking forward to this podcast actually, so thank you so much for inviting me.
Oh, awesome. Naomi, I want to start at the beginning of your professional story. After graduating from the university in Nigeria, you made the bold step to move to the UAE to start your career. Can you take us back to that decision? And what were the hopes and fears that you were carrying with you?
Well, to be honest, that decision was, I wouldn't say it was an easy decision to just pack up and go to a country where you know no one, you have no idea what the culture is all about. You made that decision based off of a couple of visits, and you felt it was a good place to start, because it's so diverse, and you got interested in some little girl from a tiny city decided to be in a big city where you felt, the skies are your oysters, I would say. And the fact that Dubai was such at the time I moved there, it was such a developed country, I would say, really shaped my thinking. And I thought, you know what, why not? This is where I could start my career. I see myself becoming a better version of me and just moving forward in life, So that was why I chose UAE, because of its diversity. I mean, schooling in Nigeria, you do get to see all the perks that comes with the normal school life, but I wasn't really exposed to so much, earlier on. So when I went to the UAE, I realized that this place would expose me and challenge me to be a better version of me and to become that woman that I've always envisioned myself to be. So that's why I moved, and that's been my journey through the UAE.
Wow. Okay.
But it was not an easy one. I remember my first day, when I got off that plane, I was scared because I didn't know what to expect. Absolutely, I was freaking out. However, because I knew on the long run, I had a vision, right? And I knew that was something that was going to keep me going, irrespective of how the culture would be or what challenges that I would face. Obviously, everyone does. But that vision kept me going. And that's how I was able to navigate my 9 years in UAE.
Yeah. 9 years, that's a long time.
I know,
And it's a very bold move. I really admire you young people making these split decisions. I know it wasn't easy. Your career has a very clear focus on operations and project coordination, the engine room of a business. Was this an intentional choice? What drew you to the craft of making things run smoothly and efficiently?
Well, to be honest, I did not choose operations or project coordination. It wasn't my choice of career to begin with. Right. However, I think I stumbled it on accident. I mean, I'm someone who likes to be coordinated, just the small things that makes a difference for me. And I realized it was after a project that I had at the time I was working with a cosmeceutical company. So we had a product launch, I would say, and I had to organize people from Spain because most of the vendors were from Spain. And I saw that project from start to finish. Now, the joy I derived from seeing the way the leaders responded, the way suppliers responded, it was like a memorable experience for them. And I thought, hang on a second, you're onto something here, because I just love to make things work. I'm someone who I come to fix not to add to the problem.
Right.
So I would say I stumbled upon that career choice by accident, and I, decided to obviously read upon it and see how I could better use my strength to, become a better version of me and in a career-wise grow. So that's how I realized there is something called operations coordinator or project management, and it's a field you can actually delve into, and that's how I decided to get into project management and project coordination.
It's good to see that you chose to explore further by gaining qualifications as well.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So your journey is an example of building a career on your own terms. Speaking from your perspective and from conversations with your peers, how would you say your generation defines a successful career today? Has the definition shifted away from the traditional corporate ladder?
Well, I would say yes. As you progress in your career, you get to a certain age where you're like, you know what? This is not what I set out to do when I, started this journey. And depends on where you are at that stage. I would say, I think like you kind of like wing it. It sounds a bit cliche, but you have to. And then being successful in your career, again, I think it's just it's a term, because success is different for everyone. And again, depends on what stage you are in your career. You might look at that stage as being successful, but then again, we are always ambitious women, right? We always want to thrive and stretch ourselves to get more and to be more. So I think that for me, I would not say career-wise, I would not put it as, success is a stop. It's a continuation of who you are and at the stage you are in life. And I think that's what has kept me going all these years, because the moment I hit a milestone, I'm like, okay, what next?
Yeah.
I'm bored. Now what do I do?
Yeah.
So I've just been keeping an open mind and defining success differently at every stage in my career.
Yeah, that's very grown up, very mature way of looking at success. For the established women leaders listening, what do young professionals in your demographic look for in a leader or a manager? What kind of leadership styles inspire loyalty and high performance from your generation?
That is a very tough one, Lolita. No, the reason I would say that is because my generation usually, I think we drive towards a servant leader. I would say the reason is we value loyalty. We value someone who gives honest feedback. We value someone who, wants to push us and see us win. So women I would say women in my generation and in the stage we're in, when we look up to leaders, we see people who are just pushing us to be a better version of yourself. Be outspoken, be driven, and be open-minded and have fun while you're at it. Because I guess, there's so much to do in life, and the least thing you want to do is grumble your way through it.
Yeah.
So, that's what I would say. Women my age, this is what we thrive, and these are the kind of leaders we, look forward to. Someone who really, really is, I wouldn't say hold our hands or just teach us how to fish, and we will get there.
Yeah, 100%. I prefer the servant leadership style myself. Okay, so there's a lot of talk about purpose-driven work. In your observation, how important is it for a company's mission to align with the personal values of young professionals today? Is it a nice to have, or has it become a deal breaker?
I would say deal breaker is a strong word, but it is nice to have. Now, the reason is whatever it is, whether you do 9 to 5 or you're a content creator or whatever you choose to be, I would say it's important that that vision of that company aligns with your personal values, because this is where you spend most of your life. I kid you not, this is where you spend most of your time. Yeah. This is a place that it would change and shape how you see the world and how you think, what you do, and how you want to move forward in life. So it is very important that such an organization aligns with your value. And another thing I would say is don't lose yourself while you're at it. If it doesn't align with what you're actually expecting, take the best out of it and walk away.
Right.
But don't ever lose yourself while you're in an organization, all in the name of because I need money. Money should never be the driving factor if you want to progress in your career or you want to become someone who is a leader tomorrow. I would say never put money first. I mean, of course, it's very important. However, an organization who does not share the same passion as you do, who would drag you down and drain you, it's not a place you want to spend 6-7 years, of your life trying to build yourself.
I would say it's even tough for anybody to walk away from money for the sake of purpose. It's a really tough one. And for you to recognize that now shows exactly the sort of person that you are. So that's a great asset to have. But what do you think it takes to walk away? Because fear would stop a lot of people from making that decision.
Well, fear cripples all of us. I mean, that is our biggest enemy in life. And if you're too scared to take risk, then you're not living. This is how I see it. You can't be too scared to take risks, especially as a woman who, you have vision, you have goals, you have people who are looking up to you. You want to be a leader someday. You can't be scared of taking risks. And again, walking away is never easy. Of course, it's easier said than done, but in actual reality, it's not easy to walk away. But if you look at you get to a stage where you reflect and you tend to ask yourself certain questions like, where am I? Like, if you see yourself drowning in the things that you would never be comfortable with to begin with, then it's time. If you look in the mirror and you do not recognize the person that you're seeing in front of you, then it's time to walk away.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. You're navigating a demanding career, a new marriage, and an MBA all at once. This kind of life integration is becoming more widespread. So how does your generation approach the conversation around professional ambition and building a personal life? Is there still a sense you have to sacrifice one for the other?
I wouldn't say I wouldn't call it a sacrifice, if I'm being honest with you, because then again, if it's something you've always looked forward to, I mean, I think as Nigerian women, growing up, your first thing is, you're going to get married, you're going to become a CEO, and, you're going to have this perfect family. We all envision it as women. I did. And so I'm someone who always wanted a family. So, marriage and tying in my professional life has never been something that I'll see as I won't say it's a choice. I have to choose between one or the other. However, I understand that, it's difficult to balance out professional and personal life. And especially as someone who wants to become, leader, or someone who wants to be there for the younger generations. I wouldn't deceive anyone and say, it's easy to navigate both of them. However, I have a support system, and your partner should be that support system. Right. Your partner should support your goals, your dream. You don't want to be with someone who will kill those dreams. Yeah. I think this has been said several times. Never choose someone who will kill your goals. If he doesn't have the same shared vision as you do, he's not the one for you. Right. Unless you want to be a housewife. Now, that's a different case. That's absolutely okay. And if you have a partner who supports that, kudos to you. But as a career woman, you need someone who would push you. The days where you're not at 100%, you need someone who will tell you, I will take on the rest of the percentage that you're missing. And that is something I have. I think I made an intentional choice before choosing my partner, and I prayed towards that choice. So, yes, I was very intentional, and I found someone whose goals aligns with mine. Again, it matters a lot. It does matter. Your goals should align with whoever you're going to spend 8 hours with. It doesn't matter. Because those, their shared vision will shape you. And we are easily influenced, as human beings. So you want to be with someone who will influence you in a way that the society sees you as a better version of you, not as someone who the society sees as lost. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah.
Well, from what you're saying, why should the career and marriage, why should there be a trade-off? Why can't you have both? And if you're in your marriage, you have a support network and it supports your dreams and your vision and you align, then Bob's your uncle. You're in a great place. All right, part of that journey for you is a beautiful intercultural one. Without needing to share your private details, can you talk about the experience of building a shared world with a partner from a different background? What are you learning about communication and connection?
Honestly, it's not been an easy journey to navigate, I would say, because we're from total different worlds. However, education plays a very important role. So if you are from different diverse cultures, however, you're both educated, it's easy to communicate. Right. And this communication should start from the onset while you're in your honeymoon phase. Yes. And I think we were very clear from the onset what our expectations of marriage would be like and what it's like, being from different cultures. And I'm a curious person and so is he. Right. So he wants to learn more about my culture and so am I. I have always, dealt with people from diverse cultures, I would say. Even while in the UAE, you find people from different countries and different nationalities, and you have to deal with people from these places. However, being, I would say, intimate with someone, it's actually different from having a regular conversation. So I think communication is, we're very open, we're very clear, and then respect, which is very important. And I think that's what's helped us, grow and learn about each other every day. And patience also.
Oh, yes. Patience. Great old patience. Yes, very, very important. But you have also just completed an MBA in project management. So after years of hands-on experience, what was the catalyst for you to say, now is the time to invest in a formal education and design my next chapter?
I would say to begin with, starting the MBA program was not, I think it was just something I decided off the bat. I didn't just say, I think I was longing for something more. I was a stage in my career wherein I was like, I'm not growing. I want to build a connection where I could leverage on this connection sometime in the future. Right. And I figured, where's the best way to learn and build a connection? And I was like, all right, well, there we go. An MBA program where you meet like-minded people. And that's how this whole journey started. And the reason why I started the MBA journey was accomplished before I even started. Wow. Now that is where I met you because I wanted to make a connection. I wanted to, and it's so crazy. And then I was like, hang on a second. Now you hit one milestone. The main reason for starting the MBA program to begin with. And here you are. I think because I was very intentional about why I wanted to start the MBA program to begin with. And I guess that's what helped me to navigate through. And again, I would say to those who are hesitant about starting anything, could be a professional certification, could be anything. And because you feel like, maybe I'm too old or, I don't know how I'm going to react. I've been out of school for so long. I might not be able to answer questions. I'm very shy. I think it applies to a lot of us, especially in my generation. We love to be behind the scenes. But taking that leap of faith led me to where I am today. And of course, meeting you. Now that MBA program on its own was a whole journey that I will live for. Because it really shaped the woman that I am today. And it's helped me grow and develop in ways and in areas where I never thought I would. Yeah. Professionally and personally. It did shape the person that I am today. I think one of the the courses, and I've discussed this with with you especially, is the leadership course,
Right.
because it helped me to reflect deeply on who do I want to be, what persona am I going to wear at every stage, who am I going to represent, and that really helped me to build and develop myself personally. I would say less of professional, but more personally. I took that MBA personal, and it helped me and it led me to you, Lolita. On the very first day.
Yes, it did. When we talk about leadership, we always think it's about the outward leadership. We're talking to other people, we're leading others. But it's a lot to do with our inner leadership, which is why the MBA is so transformative. So how would you say the MBA has impacted you?
Well, I think the main transformation is that all my major takeaway from that MBA would be the change transformation.
Right.
Because I was going through changes in my life that I was so adamant to accept. I was fighting those changes, and a lot of us do struggle. Change is very uncomfortable. I wasn't ready for that discomfort. And I remember the last professor that I had that course with, she made us reflect on, what does change really do? Like, what are the pros and cons if you decide to go down a certain route? What are the pros and cons of going through that? And I had to take a pen and paper. And I did ask myself, like, what are my pros and cons if I decide to take a leap of faith, without going into much details? And I shed tears while I was jotting that out. I didn't realize how much emotional buildup I had during that, before I took that course. It led me to be more accepting, and it led me to realize that I have resources, I have people around me that I've been pushing away, and I have not reached out. I've not reached my capacity yet. I haven't even started. And I think that's where a lot of women are scared. We are scared to take advantage of the resources we have. That could be in the lives of friends, family, and even professors. I was so scared of reaching out because I felt I was going to be judged, or, people are going to see me like, no, this is such a strong woman that I, portray myself to be. And that is where most women forget. Yes, we are strong. We've always been thought to be strong, but you can rely on someone. Take a breather, utilize the resources you have. Build connections that will strengthen you. And that's why I said, like, associate yourself with people who have this, maybe not the same vision, but something better, but they set out to help you. And this at a stage in your life, those people you can actually turn to. And while I was fighting those changes, or while I was like, I don't want to be there, I don't want to accept it, I had to open up to people and utilize the resources that I had. Yeah. And that helped me a lot to accept and grow. And look at where I am today. Yeah. So, yeah.
It's such a lovely story. I mean, you're going through these changes and you're trying to navigate at the same time as a wife, as a new wife for that matter, and a new graduate of an MBA, as well as seeking opportunities in a foreign land. It's a lot to take on, and so you need to instill a sense of purpose and knowledge about what you want. And it's lovely to see your transformation, because I've been with you part of the journey. So I can honestly say that I've seen that transformation in you. And so good on you. Okay, so finally, as you stand at this point in your life, newly married, armed with your MBA and a solid career, what are the questions you are now asking yourself about the journey ahead?
I would say, I don't know how to respond to that, because, like I said, every stage in your life is different, right? And every challenge that you face. But what I would say is, never doubt yourself. I think that is something that's a constant reminder I do tell myself. Right. That never doubt yourself. And to everyone who feels like, I don't know what I'm doing, or I'm lost. And I think most of us do feel that, or I'm not that accomplished. I want to be in a certain place in my life and I'm not there. I would say enjoy this stage you pass through to get to exactly where you are, and embrace whatever it is that you are going through. Learn from it and move on. Don't get stuck there. You should never see a challenge as a failure. Right. In fact, it should challenge you to want to get out of that situation and become a better person. So the questions that I ask myself in every stage is, where am I right now? What do I intend to achieve from this? What are my goals? Does this align with what I want to do? Because now I'm very intentional in what I want to do in life, and the people that I associate with, the places I want to be at. I'm very intentional. I would not just make a random decision anymore like I did, a couple of years ago. So, but irrespective of that, if things does not turn out the way I expect them, that would not turn me off and be like, oh, you know what? I don't, I'm done. So I always see every stage in my life now as something to embrace and just keep looking forward. And I'm not going to say that would be a showstopper for me if I haven't achieved what I wanted to at the start of whatever it is, whatever project that I've taken at that time. But I would just say it as, no, this is a learning process. This is this is what I learned from this, and this is what I'm going to take home from this. And I move on to the next.
Everything has its season. You mentioned leap of faith a couple of times. So I just wanted to understand, this is my last question, I promise. How important is your faith in your journey?
That is my driving factor. I mean, I'm not going to be one to be all religious and stuff, but my faith has been, I think, the core of everything that I've done in my life. I mean, I grew up in a very conservative home, Christian background, and that has shaped me not to lose who I am today. I mean, being in a country where my parents were not there to, watch about what I do, or, I was like, yeah, you're free now. But I always remember, yeah, you're free. No one is looking at you, but it's your creator who's looking at you. And I always put him first. Like, again, when I said I'm intentional in my prayers, I'm intentional in everything I do. And that has led me to where I am. Like, I tell everyone, if you don't believe in anything, believe in your prayers. Believe strongly in your prayers. Whoever you're praying to, believe in it. Yeah. Because your words are powerful. Your thoughts are powerful. They shape your challenges. They shape who you are. And whoever you want to become. We need to be very, very intentional as women. And don't let those small voices, crush your dreams. They're always there. Self-doubt. It's inevitable, I know. But don't let it become louder. It will crush the woman you're looking at in the mirror every morning when you wake up. Certainly will. I've been there. I've been lost. And I was like, hang on a second. This is not the person you wake up in the morning. Like, I don't recognize this person. And I decided to make that change. And I took that leap of faith. Well, not without praying, obviously. I did pray. I did fast. And I'm not going to say, oh, I heard the voice of God directly say, do this or that. But I was open to the guidance. It came in form of a friend. It came in form of a family. And this is how you know your prayers have been answered. It could be in form of a stranger, but you just have to be open to receive it.
So profound. And I totally relate to what you've just said. And where you found yourself and how you navigate. It's important that you are grounded in your faith and believe in that you are where you're supposed to be. Naomi, you've been such a doll, and I just love your perspective on life. And it's not just young women that are going through, this navigation of life, but older women as well. And it's interesting to know your perspective, to see that most of the challenges are the same. It's just your perception. But when you have faith to help ground you, it gives you clarity. Naomi, I'd like to say thank you for being our guest and giving us your insights. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and would love to hear from you again.
Thank you so much for having me, Lolita. It's been a fun conversation, and I am looking forward to our next meeting. Thank you so much.
So there you have it. I mean, it's really interesting to see how young people are going through life, going through changes, understanding what's happening around them, understanding who they are. It shows that all women go through the same thing. We all need to identify who we are, understand the changes we need to make, navigate through those challenges and be better for it. And most importantly, have our faith to ground us, whatever you believe in, just keeping us grounded and anchored in our beliefs and our values. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope you gained some insights regardless of your age. And I'm hoping that I'll see you soon on the next episode. Thank you.